His Excellency Mayor Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
I have to reintroduce your government officials or workers in government kasi para makilala ninyo. Spend time with me in coming here. At ang unang tatawagin ko po ay yung nag-introduce sa akin, isa itong Ilocano, taga Isabela, Secretary Cedres Rodelio. Ang sunod po yung ating Department of Affairs Secretary Enrique Manalo. At ang ating laking Cotabato to pero of Ilocano ancestry, Secretary Delfin Lorenzana, the Defense Secretary. Isang general po to noon, when I was the mayor of Davao City, ibata pa rin siya noon, he was assigned in my area. At siya yung nagdala ng Scout Rangers doon panahon ng magulo na Pilipinas. Ito po ay laking Cotabato City. And sabi ni Pastor Kibuloy na classmate niya ito si Delfin Lorenzana, and he was the valedictorian of his class. Nung nasa PMA siya, valedictorian rin. Kaya mahusay na tao, very industrious. Noon na-assign siya, guwapo siya, matangkas. Pero ngayon, guwapo pero walang buhok. Si Secretary Ramon Lopez po, siya po yung nagdala ng Pogo Negosyo. He is now connected with government, yung small scale and medium industries. Siya po yung I'm spending billions dito sa gustong yung kayong umuwi at nagkaroon kayo ng idea, we will support the small, medium industries para turuan muna kayo tapos nagbubuhos ako ng pera dyan. Pahiramin kayo ng gobyerno at well, in the fullness of God's time, inshallah, you have to pay the government. But he is very good. Another secretary po sa Department of Transportation, classmate ko po to sa law school sa San Beda. Ito yung valedictorian namin, Arthur Tugade, Ilocano. Galing Tugigaraw. Ito, bilyonaryo na to. Is well known. Nung college pa kami, nagtatrabaho na sa Delgado Brothers. On his own, he's already a billionaire. Ang ating secretary sa energy, yung manager noon ng NAYA, si Alfonso Cusig. At ang ating Presidential Communications Office, ang hepe ho doon, si Secretary Martin Andanar. At isa pong another Ilocano. Marami po sila dito sa cabinet ko. Because sila yung mahusay. Si General Esperon is the Secretary, National Security Advisor ko po. Then, isang guwapong lalaki, pwede nyo itong pakantahin maya. Actually, I don't know if saan ang gusto niya, hindi ko alam. Chief Presidential Legal Counsel, meron ping gusto mag-artista, pati singer rin sila. We have Secretary Abelia, ang Presidential Spokesman. Si Secretary Abul Khair Alonto from Mindanao Development Authority. marami akong mga kapatid na Muslim. Sa aking kabinete, si Secretary Giling Mamunjong. Test daro. Another Ilocano. At magiging cabinet member to one of these days. I have to talk to him. Ito yung pinapadala ng ating gobyerno noon, particularly at the time when President Gloria Arroyo, yung may mga mass evacuation, siya yung inuutosan. Si General ito noon, General Roy Simato. Ilocano rin. At ito naman ay taga Maynila. At yung sila dito, husband and wife, Senator Alan Cayetano and his lovely wife, Mayor Lani Cayetano. Alam mo, sa lahat ng travel ko abroad, nandiyan palagi yan si Senator. He's with me, also as an advisor, sa lahat na bagay. And always kasama si Lani. They are inseparable. Kaya wala akong kaduda-duda na mabait talaga ito si Alan. Yung nag-iiwan ng asawa, yun ang mga talagang walang... Congressman Anacito Bertiz, sa ano ito, sectoral, party list OFW. And sa share affairs ng ating Charge, Imelda Panolong sa RIA. Alam mo ba ang pangalan nito ni Aimee? We only know her as Aimee. Kanina ko lang talaga nalaman. Aimee Marcos. Ang pangalan ni Aimee Marcos is Governor Maria Imelda Josefa Marcos. Otherwise known as Aimee. Pero ang tawag ko na sa iyo ngayon, ma'am, the better actually ng Pilipino, Josefa. So, beginning today, I would address you as Josefa. Pag tinarong ka. Then we have the MMDA chairman on. He ran for, but he will be running again. Si Francis Tolentino. He's a lawyer. Mahal kong kababayan, outside of the ASEAN countries, kasi I had to travel to visit every member state because we are hosting the ASEAN Summit this year. So I had to go out and got the feel of everybody, the heads of state or whatever, dito sa programa na gusto nilang ipasok so that when the time comes, which is the meeting, wala na hong smoothly na. At pinag-aralan na namin lahat kung anong what comes up and what goes down dito sa aming ASEAN. Very important ito po sa ating bayan. But outside of ASEAN, I have received so many invitations. I will not name the countries because they might, tinanggihan ko lahat. But ako ho ang namili dito. And I was very gratified that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the King, invited me to visit you. Let me explain why. Kalimutan ko, Brad ko to. Pareho kami, may lola is Maranao. Kapwa ko Maranao to. Si Tabs Mamao. Si Tabs wala ka sa listahan. Saksakin mo. Is my classmate sa San Beda, and on top of that, he is my fraternity brother. So So marami dito ang Ilocano pati Maranao. Wala nga ako nakitang Bisaya. Kulang. Martin, andana. Anak siya na yung Wensit. Wenceslao, yung andana ron. Ito yung anak na. Mas gwapo to. Kasi yung ibang puntan ko na lugar, tinatanong kung hindi yung anak kong basti na yan. Si Andanar kung nasaan. Kung wala dito, iniiwan ko kasi ang atensyon ng public punta sa kanila. Sabi ko, dito muna kayo makinig sa akin kasi maraming importanteng sasabihin sa inyo. Well, it is of our national interest that I visit first the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Nandito yung karamihan ng ating, kayo mga kababayan. You are not just citizens of the Republic of the Philippines. You are the assets. Ang ating gross national product is medyo malaki. Part of the economy of the country. Part of the money that is driving the economics of our country are the remittances that you send to the Philippines. Importante talaga na makausap ko sa kanila. And I am very happy that the warmest of all warm welcome dito nakuha ko sa Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And in the days to come, they have promised to pass legislations that would really improve your lives better than what was before. And honest, I can only thank Allah for bringing me here in this country. Marami kaming pinag-usapan. It would take the whole evening to say them all, but in the days to come, malaman din nila. So nauna ako dito. Not only because the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is a very important ally, we have to build good bilateral relations in the fields of economy, trade and commerce, investments, and to think that we get most of our oil in this country. They are fueling our industries. So yung inuna ko talaga, yung pinaka-importante sa ating bayan. Filipino workers, the welfare, and the importance of really establishing alliances. We have agreed on so many things. It would be a short list if there is a publication of this thing, but you will know when it is there. And pupunta na lang rin ako ng Qatar, pati Bahrain, because it's nearby, and there are also Filipinos. Ngayon, bakit ako nanalo? You know, sa totoo lang, magkababayan man tayo lahat, huwag na tayo magbulahan. Hindi man ninyo ako kilala. May mga taga Davao, taga Mindanao. Ba't kayo hindi niyo ako kilala? And I got almost 16 million. The 6 million was my sheer majority above Rojas. Hindi ko, I cannot even fathom, hindi na ako makabot. I cannot stretch deep enough to get why. Ako naman walang pera, hindi nyo kilala. Ang partido namin, PDP, and it was just a minority sa Pilipinas. Kukunti lang naman. And I carried the banner of PDP. But what was the rationale o the reason behind bakit ako nanalo ng ganong karami? Alam mo kasi, I did not make any so many promises. Wala ako nung presidential debates, if you have nanood kayo nun, I just had a bullet. Sabi ko lang. Kasi sanay rin ako na, I've been a trial prosecutor all these years. I knew that the 1.5 minute given us cannot give us anything. So nung sinabi you're only given 1.5 minutes, ano ako na bullet lang statement. So ang una kong sinabi sa inyo, what was the reason, the rationale? It was in the messaging. Nanalo ako sa yung nilabas kong pangako, which I consider very, very secret. Nangako ako sa inyo na ito ang gawin ko. 5. Sabi ko sa inyo, I will stop corruption in government. At kayong nakauwi na doon, at kayong you have already maybe stayed there a few days, even at the airport, I prohibited opening of baggages. Kami yung mga mayor, kami yung mga congressman, governor, we are waved through. Magsaludo pa, sir. Despite of the train of our luggages. Ang galit ako palagi. Kaya ako talagang pinangako ko ito. Kasi yung makikita ko minsan, kasunod ko OFW. Tapos, alin pa yung kailangan nila, binubuksan yung bag, kung maraming perfume, kinukunan ng 2, 1. So all these years, but there was one time, a returning OFW from Macau. May dala-dala siyang, anti-rita kasi maliit yung TV. Pagdating doon sa customs, binara. So ako, tumitingin lang ako. Nagmakaawa na yung Alex. Paputahin pa siya doon sa Kahiro for assessment. Di. Alam mo, anak lang rin ako nung I never tasted the luxuries of just driving. Provinciano. Pero mga dito, provinciano. Bebot from Isabela. Tugade is from Tubigaraw. Esperon is from Pangasinan. Roy Simato is Ilocos Norte. Mahirap lang. Kaya ako, mainit ako dyan sa abuso sa gobyerno. Yung mga military na yan, sasabihin niyo, when I was mayor, they were all assigned. At one time or another, dumaan yan sila ng Region 11, including the one. I really hate oppression. Lalo na yun sa mga mahirap. Hindi na ako mahirap ngayon kasi bubulahin ko lang rin kayo. Pero dumaan ako sa ganung sitwasyon. Na dumating kami sa Davao na walang-wala, tapos we had to build Isante just behind Ateneo de Davao University. Wetland dyan on it. And to think that we suffered a demolition. And I would never believe that a wetland could be titled in the name of private persons. It could be a government land or public land. Kaya ako, nandiyan pa, I was 4 years old. Manala ko yung demolition, and I could remember my mother crying. Pati yung kapatid kong babae. But hindi ko malaman noon, wondering why they were crying. At ang tatay ko, I just sat there in one of the sari-sari store in front of yung bahay na itinayo. Just look at it aimlessly. Wala naman siyang sinabi. Hindi ako nagbubula, totoo to. You can ask anybody. At saka punta kayo doon, bisita kayo sa bahay ko. I could afford now. Maybe I could borrow money. But the problem is, sabi ko sa anak ko, pati mga kaibigan ko, why we do it? Tanda na ako, 72 years old. And I do not want to burden my family paying the rest of the amortization. Okay na ako dito, sabi ko. So, yung babae na alaala ko, sinabi ko talaga sa Padre, palusutin mo na yan. Sabi ng putang ina niya, ba't ka ba nakikialam? Sabi ko, magpakilala ako sa iyo. Hindi kita binabastos. Mayor Duterte ako ng Davao. Putang inong sipain kita dito na. Hindi ako nagyayabang. What use would it be magyabang ako sa inyo? Hindi na ako makatakbo. And I know that I will not remain popular all throughout if I could live until 5 years and a few months from now. Inshallah. So, okay lang. Ganon kami kahirap at ganon ang tingin ko sa mga kababayan natin. Hayaan mo yan mga mayaman. Hindi na nga ilangan ng presidente. They do not even need a mayor. They can afford to hire their own mayor. Kaya ang tao muna. So itong corruption, I have fired many. I even fired a cabinet member. Nag-meeting kami lahat. Tapos lang sabi nga ni Bebot hapon, bakit mo naman sinikreto mo na sana? Nagalit ako kasi nagsinungaling. At early on, nung first meeting namin sa cabinet, sinabi ko talaga, no corruption. And yet, he was not into money making. Diyan pa sa papel, diyan kami nagtalo. At sabi niya, hindi daw niya alam. Samantala, ang sumulat ng papel, yung legal officer niya. Hindi mo naman, sekretary, kaya di mo alam kung anong sinusulat ng abogado mo. Kaya ako nagputok, sabi ko, you're lying, you're fired. Get out of this room. The first whiff of corruption, tatanggalin kita. Hindi na ako maghintay na makuha mo yung pera. Baka masulong mo, wala na kami. Pangbili ng bahay. And I also fired another one. Yan lang, patawag-tawag tapos parinig. Noong narinig ko, tinawag ko yung lahat ng directors, tell me the truth. Sabi ko, asahan ko kayo buwan sa putang ina niyo. May totoo ano? So ito, nagparinig, kung ano lang pinag-usapan ng aid niya, yun na yun. Anong klaseng salita yan? Yun na yun. Ano ang sabihin? Yun ang pinag-usapan ng aid mo pati. Kaya tinawagan. Right, on that meeting, director, sinabi ko yung aid ko, si Bong. So ito tawagan, tell him to tender his resignation within 2 days. So ang nilagay ko si military ng kaka-retire ng chief of staff, si Bisaya. And I will be firing more. Ito na yung mga directors level. Talagang tatanggalin ko lahat. Nagabit mo na corruption. Habang wala kayong narinig na tumatanggap ako, huwag kayong tumanggap. Kasi patay. I would not hesitate to really humiliate you. Pero ako, nabigla talaga ako. And the other one that I fired was with me when I first ran as mayor in 1988. I've been mayor for 23 years na Davao. I've never lost an election actually. I was once upon a time a congressman also. Tuloy-tuloy na ako from vice mayor to the presidency. Kaya gano'n na lang ang utang ng loob. Kaya siguro naman, stricto talaga ako sa Davao. Kaya yun na. Baka yun ang nagustuhan ng tao. Yung just about re-elected and re-elected and re-elected. Ngayon, I would not have filed my certificate of candidacy. Sinabi ko sa anak ko na babae, pag hindi ka tatakbo ng mayor, hindi ako tatakbo ng presidente. Siya yung una nagsabi na, ano bang gawain mo dyan? Sabi niya, tindak ka na, you retire. Pero I really do not know. Maybe it's because of destiny. Napatakbo talaga ako. Pumayag rin siya, tumakbo ulit si Inday. So yun yung kapalit ko ngayon, yung mayor doon, yung anak ko. Yun yung nanununtok ng si Ref. bubugbog ka lang ng tao eh. Hindi pa yan. Sabi ko, sa kanya ko iniwan, kasi siya lang yung nakuha na yung arte ko. Style, pati maggalaw. Lahat sabi ko, siya lang ang ano talaga pinaka in the family when she talks. Ako, tatay, ayaw ko makipag-away ng anak. Tahimik na lang. Pero yung maliit pa yan, siya talaga. Yung may gifts na dating sa bahay ko, diretso sa kwarto niya. Hindi dadaan ng sala yan. Doon sa kwarto, doon sa mamili bago niya itapon yung sobra niya. Ganun katindi ang babae niya. So, she's doing good. And, huwag na niyong magkamali kayo. Takboy ng presidente, magbugbugin kayo lahat yan. Hanggang mayor lang yan. Huwag na ninyong... Anyway, yung mga divinets of life, maybe. Sabi ko lang para maintindihan ninyo. Kagad, ma-impart ko na, ma-transmit ko na sa inyo yung mindset ko, the paradigm. Ako servisyo nito. I've said the beginning and the end of my term as president would always be public interest. Nothing higher, nothing lower. Diyan ako nakatutok. So expect everybody to work, and if you are in government, work hard, and if you have been used to extra income, kagaya ng hindi naman lahat, customs, pati BIR, do not. Noon, yung sweldo ninyo, ano lang yan, yung tip lang yan. Sorry. Wag na wag, kasi ang nilagay ko rin dyan sa BIR, isang Ilocano rin. Ayaw mo, bakit puro Ilocano? Hindi ko sinadya yan. Attorney Dulay. You know, when we were studying law, magkaiba-iba kaming eskwelahan. Si Dulay, ang BIR ngayon, taga Baguio, pati si Bebot Belio, mga probinsyano yung officer, kala niyo taga Winina. Puro Ilocano, Isabela, si Dulay, Baguio. Sa harap naman, ako pati si Yasay. So Yasay was si UP sa Padre Paura, sila sa Ateneo, ako sa Alberta. But we mixed each other very well. Kaya nung hanggang lumaki na kami, kilala ko na yung karakter sa nila. Ngayon, pinili ko talaga, garantisado ako. Ngayon, walang hausaw yung mga tao. Kasi puro na mayayaman. Totoo. Ito, gade, si Bebot is Gambit State ito. Ako lang ang hirap dyan sa... Kaya, I never signed anything. Andyan man in front of the public. Hindi ako nakapirma na mangulikta ako ng allowance extra. Except my salary. 130,000. Tapos dalawa ang pamilya ko. Paano ko buhat? Yung isa talaga, yung nanay ni Inday, she's half German, half Filipino. Zimmerman, hiwalay kami noon, Elizabeth. Tapos, yung anod talaga. Ano sa anod? Hindi ko kaya German. Dito lang ako sa Tagabulacan. Valenzuela, mas medyo ako, mabuhay ako dito. Isa, papatayin talaga ako. Anyway, yun. So lahat tayo nawala ng income. You take so much money before, you can buy a car for all of the children, maybe buy a house. But hindi na pwede yan ngayon kasi nagpapantay talaga. And the reason why I fired the other guy, even the width, not exactly na magpapera. Kasi tinitignan ko yung budget. It's almost 150 billion yung sa irrigation. Kasi sa irrigation, wala nang bayad na yun. Libre na ang mga farmers. Yan ang pinangako ko sa kanila. No more irrigation fees. Libre na ang tubig. Sabi ng mga taga sir, minsan pa naman malayo yung tubig, minsan wala. Kaya kung maghanap ka ng tubig, wala mag-ihi ka dyan. Sabay-sabay kayong lahat. Basta problema ninyo yan, hindi na problema ng taong bayan yan. Maghanap kayo kasi yan ang kayo binabayaran ngayon to produce water, not to regulate the prices of water. Para pang nawasa lang yan. So, yun ang iwalaan kayo ng income. Bear with me, it's only be about 6 years. Very easy to traverse, but you have to slow down a little bit sa income ninyo. Muna siguro, you can eat every night outside. No, hindi magluto na kayo ng ano ninyo. Kasi puro hirap itong ating kadaanan. I am it's almost a transitional president and tend to stop corruption. I will succeed. Kasi talagang labanan kami dito. I will not compromise. I will not compromise. So do not come to me. Pag-iusap ka sa akin ang negosyo, I do not entertain businessmen going to my office, dyan sa Pasig. Hindi rin ako, ayaw ko tawagin niya malaki na, palas. Hindi naman palasyo yan. At saka dyan, tanongin mo si Amy, maaga ang multo dyan, may araw pa lang po. Kaya ako natutulog doon sa barracks, doon sa PSG, doon dito tayo. Kasi medyo clear dito ang walang kanyan medyo. And I do not even say it in public. Kasi stay my office. Dito kasi para mamalaman lang ninyo, but I usually address ako as workers of government, period. And I do not allow yung mga plate number for cabinet members. 6 ang cabinet. Yung congressman, pati senador, bahala sila. So yung isa, sinabi ko, I fired him also. Nagwawagwang. I noticed in several meetings in Mindanao, pag magdating maraming bodyguard, kami lang noon, wala namang interesado pumatay sa amin. Why so suddenly you strut around? Hindi nga ako Kasi when I was mayor, I never really allowed yung wangwang sa damat. Inday, ayaw rin niya. Mayabang ang dating bugiro ba? Nakukurnihan ako ng pumatay yung balibo ko na. That's why I do not travel around in Manila. Because whether I like it or not, ang PSG would have to clear. Kasi kung tabihan ka, sabi nila, baka karpam. Mukhang panahon mo na talaga. But whether you like it or not, you lose your freedom. Pag presidente ka, wala na talaga. Pag magsabi ka, gusto ka magpunta niyan, biglaan, you have to inform them several hours, they will do that to do the cleaning, whatever is there to be cleaned. Wala na akong freedom. I use the helicopter even at night. Kaya pag tumama yan sa isang building dyan, Makati, mataas, yun na yun. You call in Robredo and you have a new president. Balitan ko na. So I do not, I seldom, yung mga abogado, but only those important events that would be meaningful to the life of the Filipino. Otherwise, yung mga ayaw ko. Saka, yun lang magastos umuwi ako because my comfort zone is Davao. If I want to regain my equanimity, because you tend to lose your stress, I go home just when makita ko lang yung kama ko, maamoy ko lang yung kumot ko na Once a year lang nilalabhan. Yung nakakilala sa akin, alam nila yan. May sikreto ako dyan. But yung Peanuts, yung comic strip na Peanuts, si Linus pati si totoo yan. Totoo yan. Security blanket. But I don't know if I have this what inferiority. Pero ganun. So I go home, that's about the only expense that I really import. Sometimes usually I take the commercial flights. So, balik ako sa corruption. It has to stop. And everybody's listening because live na ito. Kaya mo na ganun. Wala na rin ako. I'm 72 years old. Kung sana noon pa, parang ma-enjoy ko. But even if you give me 1 tanker of money, what will I do with it? Hindi na ako makakain, hindi na ako makainom. Then I use because of Berger's disease. Kaya sabi ko nga, kaya sa Davao, walang sigarilyo. Nung sinabi ng doktor na huwag ka manigarilyo kasi mapuputol yung paa mo, pati yung kamay mo liliit. Pati yung mo liliit talaga. Alam mo yung mga nurse, pati doktor, kasi babae, yung circulation, ang Berger's disease is a malfunction of the brain. So yung oxygenation ko, dahil sa kasigarilyo ko, nagkaroon ako na acquired yan Berger's disease. It's not really a disease, malfunction dito sa brain. But ang contributory dyan is smoking. So I have to use the oxygenation. Kasi yung sensor ko, yung mga nigarilyo kayo, yung sensor niyo na-damage. Ang breathing mo, pagkatulog ka, kung gising ka, because you're conscious of the oxygenation sa katawan. Pero yung sa matulog ka, ganun na yan. Parang himatayo na. So lagyan ka ng oxygen. Kaya baga, masyado makapalang dito ko. So kakatusok yan gabi-gabi na. Dito tayo sa druga. Dito, wala rin ako. I'm sorry. Wala rin ako. Pasensya to. No, sabi nila na maraming namatay. In Davao City for the 23 years. Kami ko lang mga 600-700 din. Hindi ko kayo mabubulahin. Lumaban naman. Sinabi ko naman sa police, go after them, arrest them if it's still possible. But if you are confronted with a violent resistance and you think that your life is in danger, shoot. Ganito yan. It has afflicted or contaminated 4 million of the Philippines. 4 million is no joke. And some of them, long-term use of shabu shrinks the brain. So out of the 4 million, nung panahon ni Santiago 3, yung akin 1.8 plus. Hindi ko malaman kung sino yung talagang wala ng utak o ilan pa ang natirang matino. And these are the people that would be a burden to the community and poses a danger to society. Kasi paglango na, they do not know, they cannot discern what is right and what is wrong. Ang mahirap dyan, ang mga abogado dito is, kung sabihin ng abogado niya, nakahay yan sira yung utak So, ang sa atin kasi, you must be conscious of what you're doing. So, kung pinatayan, rape yung mga bata, yan yung uso ngayon rape ang bata, patayin. Tapos sabihin doon sa korte, lango yan siya, he was not in his right faculties of the mind. God, there is no crime. Or when panahon na niya, during the trial arraignment, guilty or not guilty, tapos talagang wala na. Hindi na magsagot ng tama. Anong pangalan mo? Wala kami nagpa-serve. Ganun yan. Pagkagamon, he cannot stand trial. Because he has to be sane. And when you are insane, wala ng kaso. So tignan ninyo statistics in the past years, without attributing to any term of any president, there were 77,000 drug-related deaths sa ating bayan. Putang ina kayo sa... Tapos sabihin mo lang, talaga, sabihin mo lang itong mga, hindi ko na pangalanan kasi ayaw ko ng away, yung mga human rights. Sabihin nga, pati yung mga European, gusto akong ipakulong doon sa magpunta doon sa International Criminal Court or sabi nila 10,000, masyado marami naman. Siguro yung lumaban sa police, you know, when I first days, I fired 9 police generals for or in Cebu as protector, as the financier themselves, also say, it's conspiracy yan. Kasi, ang drug producer, kung walang runner, walang negosyo. Kung ito naman mga runner, wala siya, walang negosyo. So there is no trafficking of drugs. Buy and sell. Kailangan mo sirain ito because it is an apparatus. Dito ang magpo-produce, pati yung tatago. Kaya sabihin ng mga pare, ano yan, pinapatay niya yung mahirap. Sabi ko, ba't ka na ito? You're a criminal. I have to destroy the apparatus. I have to kill the drug producers. Kasi kung ibukayin ako dyan sa dalawa, walang mangyari sa bayan natin. Now it's 4 million. Tapos yung pinakaunang general na sinibako was the police aide. Isang kandidato. Anak, Maisip-isip ko lang kung nanalo itong kagong to. Tapos yung police general niya, Aida, naging police chief, Philippine National Police. You can imagine the tragedy of all that. In a way, tama yung kinig kayo sa akin, sabi ko, talagang uubusin ko to. Yung mayor, ako talagang, I was mayor, I said, do not destroy my city. Do not with my... Huwag kang laruin mo ang aming mga anak because they are our tomorrow. Mahirap lang ako, kaya natin lahat. At one time or another, pagtanda natin, which is yet to come, sila yung magbibili ng oxygen. Siya yung bili ng medisina. Siya yung magsubo ng lugaw sa bunganga. Kung gaguhin man sila, saan tayo magkita-kita? Sa plaza? Doon tayo matulog. Kaya yung anak mo, bangagi. Kaya ito pa ang isa. Kayo, palagi ko talagang binabanggit kayo. You know, you have to uproot your lives. To be away and endure the loneliness of being in another country mo. Tinitiis mo yan. Ganun na lang ang pinagdaanan ng iba. At ayaw ko na lang sabihin dito. The things or the events that they have to endure para makapadala ng pera. pagkatapos doon sa Pilipinas, damuin mo ng Cebu or ang anak ba rape dahil sa mga... What is justice then? Tapos here comes an idiot says that you are a violator of the human rights. Shut up. Pati yung si ano, sinabi mo talaga, you go to hell. Presidente ng... Do not chastise me in public. When I was mayor, okay yun. But I now carry the sovereignty of the state and you do not tell that. You reprimand me in public. Go to the United Nations. Ask for an investigation of the proper body in human rights. Then pag sinabi ng korte na ako'y kukulong, pakulong ako ng problema. I will, pakulong ako para sa Pilipino. Total, maghanap ko na lang rin. Ano ba naman, 72, what do you expect? With the illness that I have. So, anong sakit mo? I'll answer you this. Tatay mo ilang taon? 70. Ano yung medisina niya? Ito, high blood, gano'n, kidney. Ito ng akin. So, huwag ka magtanong kung I am in the best of that. Matanda na ako. Pero I have this, before I go, gusto ko lang gawain ito para sa bayan. Stop my country. Sabi ko, do not destroy the Philippines because I will destroy. Prangka-prangka. Do not render this our sons and daughters kasi gawain kitang inutin. Pasabugin ko lang spinal mo niya. Wheelchair bound ka na buhay mo. Ibigay ko sa iyo yung gusto mo. Bakit ikaw lang, how many years do you toil tirelessly just to earn the first comfort man? Magkasave ka. Putang ina itong mga itong mga animal na to, bikok siya bo, in 2 months time, putang ina di abili na. Walang atrasan yan. Human right o no human right, wala pa na kung sabi ko, I will kill you. Kung hindi kayo bingi, suffering from gift and dam. Sabi ko, I will kill you. Wala pa ba na akong pinatay hanggang ngayon? Sabihin nila, palang mga polis. Marami mo yan sila. Nandito ng iba, nakatindig ka sa iba. Bakit ako pasangin nila, no? Because hindi tayo nakaintindihan. Yung mga bagay na sirain mo ang aking bayan, hindi talaga kita palulusutin. My God, baskin ang mayor ka, mag-rape ka ng bata tapos patayin mo. Mag-rape ka ng pamilya tapos nakawan mo. Sige yan sila lista dyan ngayon. Sabi nila, hindi ka mga putang. Ito yung na-rape yan at takas, kanya yun. May sinabi ba ako na bahay pati pamilya? General statement. Hindi kita palulusutin. Anak mo, bakit? By what universal right do you impose? Patay mo ang anak ko? Rapin mo? Sino? Huwag mo na yan. Forget about human rights. Forget about the law. By what equation in this universe do you have the right to destroy the life of the person? Alam mo ang una? What right do you have Kasi pag ang isang anak o dalawa na sa droga, it destroys the family and it becomes dysfunctional. That is simple justice. Huwag na yung mga philosophy dyan, mga Thoreau or si Huxley about death and life and crime and punishment. Never mind about that. They're all philosophy. Kaya simple lang, sinong may nagbigay sa iyo? Sirain mo. Remember, na pag may isang bugok na dyan, hiwalay yan sa asawa. Pag hiwalay sa asawa, that is the cause of the drug. Pag hiwalay sa asawa, ang pamilya lulutang na yan. There's no father at usually pag maghiwalay. Kaya ang hindi malaman kayo nagikinig ako magharap sa kamera, hindi lang ninyo alam kung anong ginagawa ninyo sa kapwa ninyong tao. Kaya tutang inang papatay. Buisit na wala naman. Criminality, isa pa yan. Noong una magbaba yung mga estudyante yan pagka dark corners, yung balahibo nila dito sa, ano tawag dito sa amo, tangkugo. Nick, what's the name in Tagalog? Mga Tagalog na ito, marunong sila. Ayaw ko yan, ang ma-pronounce. Hindi naman pag-uwi na, hindi naman tayo mayaman eh. Bakit ba, nagpapadala ba kayo ng kotse doon? Hindi, pa-edukasyon. So they have to travel. Yan sa po, sini-hold up. Yan po, pinagbabaril yung nagtitindig ang babae dyan, tapos lang ka, barilin mo. Kaya pagdating sa istasyon, sabi daw ni Guardian Angel na demonyo yung nakatindig dyan. Idaan mo lang sa ganon. Tapos itong iyo, ulol. Ang sabi pa sa akin, suggestion ng mga pag nandito, pagsasampalin ka, wala ka dito. Ang unang ninyo, salvage ko dito. Alam mo, sabi nila, magtayo daw ako ng mga clinics all around the city. Tapos, wag na lang daw patayin. Na-demanda kasi it is an health issue. Bullshit health issue. Ikaw yung pumasok dyan. Ang maging health issue yan. Tapos, ito pinakatorpe sa lahat. Kaya ako talaga galit eh. They are imposing their own morality and the values. When after all, sila yung nag-una dito. What made them rich? Industrialized countries. It was at the expense of the Arab oil. They invaded the Middle East and divided it into countries. At what made them rich? What fueled their production and everything? It was oil. And they were getting almost for free from the Middle East. That is why he said they have the legitimate, kaya tayo rin. 400 years Spaniards. Then another 50 years naman. Kaya ako may sama talaga ng loob ko rin. Just like ito sila ngayon. Yan ang mahirap yan. Ngayon they want to impose. Magtayo daw ako ng mga clinic. Magbigay na lang daw ako libre ng sabo, cocaine, pati heroin. Oh, ibilat siyang ina. Yung ugok. Sabi ko, sige, you propose that to me. Basta sa atin magkita. Utang ina mo, sampaling kita. Hindi kong natangkad mo yan sila. Suntukin yung bayag nila. Kalukuhan yan. Kaya kami, there's always a lot of disagreement. Because this supposedly Alam mo, sila ngayon, they were conquerors, they were colonizers. Everywhere. They made it, at yung mga kahoy natin, lahat-lahat na pinagpuputol nila, tapos ngayon, turuan tayo kung ano ang, you know, I'll just state this in brief. Here is this guy. He became president. Apparently, from the outside, he would look libertarian. But deep inside, with the way he was crisscrossing the psychological, pati yung pathological barriers ng that tribe, whatever, he misinterprets everything. That is why he contributed to the chaos now going on. And even dito, kaya ako nagbisita dito, kaya ako nakipag-usap, because of this chaos, everything, I can never. And I said, we are, before the king, I said, we are a good ally. We are loyal friends. And we will stand by you. Sabi ko sa kanila. One is that you have treated my countrymen good. You have somehow improved the education of the young because of the remittances of the money by the Filipino. We owe you a lot. And that is why I said, we remain to be your ally. And we are by your, whatever it is that needs an ally to. Yan ang sinasabi. No, the economy is doing fine. Noon na hindi na tayo export sa China, there was a slowdown because China was not willing to accept bananas anymore or pineapples. Ayaw na tanggapin because of this quality of that, this quality. Alam mo, there are all excuses. Kaya kung pumunta ng China, sabi ko, tell si Xi Jinping, what have we done to you? What did we commit wrong? Tell us. What's wrong with my banana? Sabi ng, no, it's not the fruit. It is your dovetailing the foreign policy of countries we do not like. So, nag-move ako. I said, from now on, I will adopt a neutral, independent. So, pumunta ako doon sa kanya, istorya kami. And we became good friends. Now, I'd like to, it is not in my country, but I would like to correct myself along the way dito. I said I will go to the island of Kalayaan, Pag-asa, on June 12 to raise the Filipino flag there. Mahirap, sige, pakpak, wala bang tapos. Tapos, ang China sent word na please do not do that. Kasi sabi ko, the 10 remaining islands there, agawan ito ng lupa eh. Sige na yung pasok na yung mga the Taiwanese, the Vietnamese, they're having trouble there. Yung mga islands doon na 10 na hindi pa occupied, sabi ko kay General Esperon, pati kay Chief of Staff, pati kay Lorenzana, occupy the island. Unahan na natin. Lagyan natin ng dam. Atin na yan. Kasi agawan ito eh. Pagtigana ito po. Uubusan tayo ng ano dito. So, okay na. So, usap ko ng China. Sabi ko, well, the Philippines, and if there's Rocos there, reservoir, somebody might use it as a base for a battery of missiles. So I'm claiming it. And I said, I'm not going to put any offensive weapons. So, atin na yun. Ang Bingham Rice, on the right side, sabi nila na atin rin yun. Sabi ko, I agree. Atin yun. So, let's rename it the Philippine Ridge. And claim it. Kaya sa Navy, takling ka lang doon. Pagtakot lang man yan. So, Pero kung makagera, bahala na kayo doon, ha? Alangan. So, I am officially putting on notice China and the rest that, kasi ang sabi ng China, what will happen and every head of state will go there to claim. Kasi nag-aagawan eh. Pag sabi nila, if every head of state of the contending parties there around the West Philippine Sea, we call it the China Sea, will go there to plant their flags, like there will be likely trouble. So because of our friendship with China, and because we value your friendship, I will not go there to raise the Philippine flag. Maybe I'll send my son, kasi para just to show that the blood there of the claimant is the son of the... Ibig sabihin, kadugo ko na yan nandyan, amin yan. Sabi ng China, well, in the meantime, huwag ka lang pumunta doon. Just do not go there. Please. But yes, I will correct myself. Because we value the friendship of China. Kasi ngayon, lahat kayo nagkulang na ng saging. Naghahanap tayo ng saging to make up for the shortfall. Kasi maraming order, tanggap ng tanggap. Yung iba naman sa ibang lugar, stop planting bananas. Kasi hindi na makapasok eh. Now, we are 100% restored. Yung sa pineapple, naghahabol tayo kasi wala na rin nobody was planting pineapple again because of the severe restrictions on importation by China. Now, binuksan niya, we are short by about 40% sa demand. At sabi ng China, you sell to us anything because half of the year it's frigid. Wala masyado kasi malamig ba yung China. Ang kanya is really dependent also on the importation of food. So sabi niya, you can export everything from your own country and we will buy it. But ayaw mo pa niyan? Salamat. So out of respect, and this will be relayed, I know that they are listening. Because of your goodwill and friendship shown to us, I will not go to any of the islands. Maybe I will send my son just to show that our claim is really good for all generations of Filipinos. Huwag mo lang po. Hindi sila magpadala, sabi ko, but just allow the Coast Guard. Sabi ko, total, Coast Guard mo lang. We do not use the gray ships. Gray ships ang maybe military na. So, Coast Guard lang. So, they say each other that, kikita-kita lang sila doon, para sila naglaro. Ngayon, smiling na. Kasi noon, alam mo na, asupladuhan. So now, we are good, and I would like to preserve that goodwill between the Philippines and China. It has benefited us in so many ways that life is almost maganda na. All time, lahat, improve na tayo, economy is moving. As long as there is no corruption, the Philippines will rise. It was corruption that was bringing us down. At ngayon, pati yung mga the oligarchs of the Philippines, yun sila. You know, Inquirer owes government 1 billion. Hanggang ngayon hindi pa pinabayaran. And you know what? In arrest, binitaw niya lang. Okay. So when I go back, I will raise hell. Kayong mga inquirer, kayong mga crusaders kunot, gusto ninyo tama lahat, pero kayo hindi nagbabayad. Ang ABS-CBN, nandito yan. Sa pagkayo, puro drama na lang. Wala hindi mag-atake ng tao. Pati basura na eleksyon, 200 million daw ako, sabi ni Trillanes. Utang na wala akong pera gano'n. You show me a record. I was a candidate then and he said, open up everything. I am the president now. You have the liberty. Maski balik pa rin mo yung trabaho. If I have that money, I will resign today. Ang sinabi ko, ang anak ko may graft and corruptions in Day, si Pulong, pati yung isang anak ko, ayun, babae lang man yung kanya. Sebastian, pag na-involve pa sa corruption, I give you my commitment. I will step down. Wala akong illusion dito. You ask me if I am exceedingly happy? Maligaya ako, presidente ako. I'll tell you, no. Bakit ka tumakbo? Kaya ako nagtatanong sa inyo hanggang ngayon. Bakit mo tayo tumakbo? But, you know, I am there, so... But if you insist on an answer, I would say that at this time of my life, I no longer believe. Tapos na ako sa gano'n, almost 40 years. Tapos na ako sa the adulation and the clapping of the hands. Sa inyo lang, kasi nandito kasi, wala mo rin mag-clap sa akin sa labas. Kayo lang yan. Totoo yan. I do not need the position. Sabi nila, matanggal ako, impeachment kung dita. Do not bother me with that because I'm always a believer of destiny. Yung pagka-presidente ko, destiny yan. Pati saan ko tignan na bakit ako nanalo. Kaya ngayang itong ABS-CBN. Publish. Ngayon, may mga journalistic investigators mga may mga man kayo na edi hanapin na ninyo para matanggal na ako sa gobyerno. Sabihin ko sa inyo itong mukhang pira ko yung BSB. Tangina ko meron talaga, sabihin ko, I will resign tomorrow, I will deliver it to your headquarters. Tangina yan, pati itong inquirer, bayaran mo muna yung 1 billion bago tayo mag-usap ulit kung tagkalaw ba ay ganyan yung mga Amerikan. Ito yung si Mighty King nag-forge ng alam mo, parang mista ko yan kasi adapted ako ng class 67 sa PMA. Unang-una pa yung syntaxes, pumunta ng Davao yan, gusto ko kausapin yung congressman ng Ways and Means. Nagadabaw ungab. Sabi ko, Adre, kaya nag-iwan ng pera. May iniwan ng... Sabi ko, alis na siya. May kausap ako ng mga tao doon sa restaurant. Sabi ni Bong, may iniwan. Sabi ko, putang na yan. Tingnan mo, pera. Sabi ko, Bong, sa uli mo. So, recorded yan. Kasi sabi ko, umakyat ka sa aeroplano, doon mo iha. Return it there. Huwag kaya nadyan yan sa, I'm sure may monitoring. Umakyat si Bong, binigay talaga yung pera sa niya. Ganon talaga niya siya. Tapos nung December, binigyan niya ako ng baril. Golden gun. James Bond. Sana yung babae. Sabi ko, si James Bond, mayroon ba talaga yung babae? Iyon na yung baril, yung babae na lang amin. Wala na, hindi na masyado, Pagka yun, bakit? Ikaw, pwede ka pa? Pagkaka mo ganon, gano'n yan. Magtanong ka ng matanda ko siya, puta, okay pa ako. Pero kung magsabi na, basta may blue lang, Viagra. Sino man rito ang edad ko na hindi gumagamit? Kayo? Sa harap ko, bulador ng ulo. Dito, ang nanalang, pati si Senator Cayetano. Itong dito, malayuan. Pero, sa pilitan. Kasi napilitan ako. Nandyan na rin yan. Sa pilitan. At wala yan. Humor ka. So, yan ang mensahe ko sa inyo. The military is also good. Alam mo, dito sa I am talking with the communists. For the first time, nag-uusap tayo. Less violence. I'm talking with the Moro Islamic Liberation Front in Mayalan. I'm talking with Norby Suarez, MNLM, as MN. So, wala na sa natin ang problema except terrorism, pati drugs. Yun ang medyo hirap ako dyan. Kaya ang buhay, life is never fair. Noong una na, ang kalaban natin, ang MI, MN, pati komunista, pag sinwerte ako, baka makuha ko. Makuha ko because ang mga komunista, they are also haringya. Norby Suarez is forming his own team. But itong sa MI, the Moro Islamic Liberation Front, we're okay. We're talking and we might get it before early next year. Yun ang So, lahat ginagawa ko. Pag-usap lang ako. Minsan, alam ko yung military, may, marami naman tayo sa kanila. But sinabi ko, look, guys, we have been at it. We've been at war with them for 50 years. Do you want another 50 years of bloodshed in this country? You know, I'm a president that wants peace. I'm not a wartime president. I have to talk about peace. Because that is my duty. That is my... At sa kabis nga, yung iba naman, Marcelo Secretary, yung pinapakita nila Constitution. Nothing of that sort. Dito lang yan. The long and short of my oath of office and whatever comes out from my mouth. That is really to protect and defend the Filipino nation. Kailangan Marcelo. Huwag na yan. Ito malayo yan. Gawin ko ang dapat gawin ko and I will just rely on my oath. It's there. If you read the whole context of it, it says just one thing. To protect and defend the Filipino nation. And I will do it. And I said, I will correct myself along the way. If I commit mistakes, that is natural. I'm just a human being. Maybe the frailty also. My character. I did not pretend to be the cleanest guy in the world. Turiyang mag-corrupt. Yung ano pa? Alam mo na, there are only two happiness in this life. The woman you love and money. But if you are into it, corruption, wala sa akin yan. The woman, the women that you love, hindi naman lahat-lahat mga katulad mo, ang bigay ng ligaya sa buhay. So, pakabait tayong lahat. Ako, huli na ako. Huli na talaga, huli na. Huli na, kinahuli naman, paano pa? Oh. Good. I agree with you. Good. Yun ang naniniwala sa akin. And it's okay. It's okay. It's only compliment actually. So what else is there to say to you? If you want some questions answered, I am ready. You can take the floor. And yes, you can have. Let's have a short time for an open forum. You can come up here and so she can. You can take the. Just allow her to take the lectern on the other side. Wala eh, naka-wire eh. Yes, please allow her to...
Hello, magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. My first question is, where is the Department of OFW?
Department of OFW.
First question, the Department of OFW. We
Yes.
want it.
Yes, yung OFW was being discussed by me. Yung OFW will be separate from the Department of Labor. It's coming, but it will be Congress. Para kasali na dahil, there will be a separate sa mga sailors. Maritime Authority will also be separated. Okay, any question?
Mr. President, your presence here is highly appreciated, and thank you so much for paying so much attention for OFWs. On behalf of all OFWs here, say hooray!
Yes.
Mr. President, magtagal na po kami nag-aantay ng ambassador, and I would like to take this opportunity to endorse Madam Imelda Panolong because she has the huge knowledge for being an ambassador. So this is from my own position. And,
We will consider it. Pero ganito, Yabam, the creation of a department does not belong to me. It belongs to Congress. We have proposed a separate body department from the labor. Is separate yung OFW. So nakatutok yan. As a matter of fact, I have ordered na yung lahat ng agencies and BIR, nandoon na lahat sila.
Sir, one more, sir, very important one. Dito po kasi sa Middle East, we really need someone to focus on our cases. I am advocate for 17 years. And thus, if we can have Undersecretary for OFW only for Middle East, if we can consider this, sir, this will be very important for us.
If you might want to just be patient, sabi ko nga, Secretary Bello and I are talking to propose to Congress a separate department of OFW alone. Pati yung sa maritime, sa mga sailors natin, iba na rin ang kanila. Yes, this will be an opportunity for you to, it's a learning process. Yes, sir. You can ask any question.
Good evening, boss. Mr. President,
Yes.
gusto ko lang sanang kailangan sana ng national ID system katulad ng Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
Gusto lang namin po yun.
It's also pending in Congress. I'm only 9 months sa pagka-presidente ko po.
Okay, thank you po, sir.
We're working on it, actually, because it's good. Okay, walang problema.
Hello, Tatay. I have no questions at all. I just want to say thank you that you have given us hope. Thank you so much.
It will come to pass.
Mahal na Pangulo, unang sa lahat, nagpapasalamat ako sa Panginoon. Kristiyano at Muslim kami. Ibinigay ka ng Panginoon sa amin. 1980 na kami dito. Barangay kami ni Marcos. Kami po yung unang mga nurses dito. That was 1980. Wala pong presidente talagang nakatulong na malaki kung hindi kayo po. OFW, pagmamahal sa sundalo, pagmamahal po sa community. Ang inihiling ko lang po dito, dahil matagal na po ako dito, kailangan po namin ng hospital para po doon sa mga stranded. Dahil hindi po talaga tinatanggap ngayon sa hospital. Kailangan po ito. Number 2, bigyan kami ng abogado. Abogado talaga na para ilaban. Sa totoo po, nagpapasalamat ako sa community, sa religion, sa Kristiyano, Muslim, sa mga school, sa mga hospital. King Faisal, King Saud, King Khalid, King Fahad Medical City. Ito po ang mga nurses at doktor na tumutulong na malaki na hindi nyo po alam. Marami pong bulag. Hindi naman po kami inaano namin ang Philippine Embassy at Polo. Sana ang Polo at ang Philippine Embassy. Sana po ang Polo at ang Philippine Embassy hindi sila nag-aaway. Dapat magtulungan sila para tulungan ito mga stranded. No. Matagal na po ako dito. Marami pong bulag. Kailangan buksan natin ang ating isipan.
Yes, ma'am.
Marami ng bagay. Ako po ay apo ni Aguinaldo. Ito po hiniling ko at ako po ay nagpapasalamat po rin kay Alina Articulo, ambassador ng mga nurses dito sa King Faisal Hospital. Alina Articulo, Sir Alina Articulo,
Yes, ma'am.
Magandang gabi po, Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Ako po si Alina Articulo. Presidente po ako ng Philippine Nursing Association dito po sa Riyadh. Ako po 22 years na po dito. Ganun din po na tumutulong sa mga stranded. Siguro po maganda na mas kami pong mga citizen mag-promote ng partnership sa ating gobyerno. Maganda pong nagsasabi tayo ng ating mga issues and concerns sa ating presidente, pero sana tinatanong din po natin kung ano din po yung ginawa po natin para makasuporta sa kapwa Pilipino.
Ma'am, let me announce it. Hindi ko lang sinabi ito sa inyo. Pero Bebot has something to say to you. Ito, maganda ito. And I'm ready to do it.
Mga minamahal kong mga OFW, gusto ko malaman ninyo na pagkatapos ng announcement ng Crown Prince granting amnesty sa mga OFWs natin, ay nagpadala kami ng augmentation team para tulungan sila para ma-comply dun sa mga requirements ng amnesty program ng Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. At marami na po ang nakapag-avail. Katunayan nga po, we are arranging a transportation for 250 OFWs who hopefully will be back to our country in time for the return of President Rodrigo Duterte. Nais din namin nung malaman ninyo na yung mga unpaid claims na mga OFWs natin ay under process. And one of the efforts of our augmentation team is to determine the validity of their claims. And if the validity is established, then OWA is willing to advance the money claims of all the OFWs in Saudi Arabia. Yun po ang aming ginagawa para sa inyo po. Maraming salamat po.
Mabuti ho kayo nagtanong kayo para malaman ninyo. By the time mag-land ako pa uwi, kasama ko na ang mga undocumented pati yung mga illegal. They will all be ferried home. Ang first batch niyan, pag-landing ko sa Davao, lagay yung aeroplano, dala sila. And we will continue to do that. Hindi na kasi ninyo alam, okay, hindi mo kayo nagtatanong. That is why this is as good as any other time to ask your question. We are working very hard for you. Kaya nga ako pumunta dito, nauna nga kayo. Para i-announce ko na nakausap ko yung si King and he has committed so many things for you. Tayo na lang ninyo. Pero naghirap, anytime you want to go home, sabihin lang ninyo, dadaling ko na kayo. The first batch is, when I land also. Yung maganda na gusto nang umuwi, katabi kita sa aeroplano, bakante. Yes, I'm willing to answer your question. Wala kaming hangarin dito except your welfare. That is why this is my first destination.
Assalamualaikum, Mr. President.
Alaikum salam.
Ako po si Mr. Said Ali Malik. Ako po yung Secretary General ng Duterte Middle Movement, which is now diversified movement of empowered migrants. Heart-to-heart question po, Mr. President. We have been usually addressed as modern-day heroes. Ang tanong ko lang po, Mr. President, wala po ba kaming karapatan di OFW to represent public office in the government, like to serve the Filipino overseas and give the ambassadorship of, for the first time in Saudi Arabia?
Here's your congressman of the OFW.
Yeah. Idagdag ko lang siya. The Duterte Middle Movement just now, and Madam Sen Plaza is our witness. We are part of the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between the Saudi government and the Philippine government for those investors. Kasama po kami, the DepEd, para doon sa $46 million na pinirma natin ngayon sa Chamber of Commerce.
Very good, sir. I congratulate you. And I will promise you that your dream will be realized. I am good until 3 o'clock in the morning.
Good evening, Mr. President, at sa inyong mga kasama. Ako po ay si Dr. Jill French Paspe, isa akong dentista na nagtatrabaho dito sa Saudi Arabia. Nagpapasalamat ako dahil sa isang executive order galing kay President Gloria Arroyo noon na nagsasaad na ang lahat ng mga Pilipino dito magkaroon ng Special Professional License Examination. Yung mga hindi pumasa na pumunta dito, yung mga engineers, nurses, mga dentists na nag-work as dental assistant, na mabigyan sila ng exam dito, ng PRC. The problem, sir, ganito, ang problema ng mga dentist, hinaing ito ng mga dentista. The first 2 years, pinagbigyan kami. This year, hindi kami pinagbigyan. Nagtataka kami, sumulat kami. We have around 30 ready dentists to take the examination, the licensure. Ni-refuse kami ng PRC. Dahil daw ang aming Dental Board of Examinees, busy daw sila. Is it pwede na busy sila? May mga overseas Filipino dito na gusto magkuha ng exam. Ni-refuse kami.
Bebot will si Belio.
Ma'am, good evening po. Yung pong hiling ninyo na mag-conduct dito ng examination, ang PRC, gagawin na po yan. Ni-refuse kayo ng dating leadership. Lahat ng PRC po, gagawa na lahat ng paraan. Dito gagawin para sa inyo. Hindi, gagawa, isasama natin ng dentistry.
Lahat to professional dito na. Kaya yan, matagal na ho yung pinaplano namin para sa inyo. Everything that would make you comfortable here will be done by your government. Yes, sir. Maybe, sabi nila, I'm going to Bahrain. I have about a few minutes with you. Go ahead.
Last 3 questions, ha? Bigyan mo natin yung pinaka matanda na babae. Meron kanina, yung babae. Yan. Last 3 questions, ha? Okay. Yan. Ma'am, sige ma'am, yung question nyo.
Magandang gabi po sa inyong Presidente at sa lahat po na pupunta dito. Una sa lahat, maraming salamat po talaga. I'm just an ordinary citizen and malaking tagalakan sa akin ito. Isa lang ang pwede ko pong, una sa lahat, thank you po sa being the President of the Philippines. A lot of things that you have done and accomplished. Isa lang po ang sasabihin ko, sana po pwedeng itaas ang rate ng OFW Filipino dito sa Riyadh po. At hindi lang sa Riyadh, sa whole Middle East, itaas po. Kasi I was working since 1998, ganun lang pa rin ang rate. Yun po ang pinaka-the best sa lahat po, nurses, engineers, lahat po, laborers. Yung rate po.
Sige ma'am, magandang suggestion po yan. And we will discuss this with the Minister of Labor of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia po.
Sir, yes, thank you. You're the man with the pulse.
Thank you ma'am, thank you. Next.
Mayong gabi, Mr. President. I am Adel Durualin. Ang tao po ito ay alam niya ang topografiya at geografiya ng Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Kaya ni-endorso po in behalf of OFW, we are the Duterte Middle East Movement, Dr. Abdul Hanan Tago for ambassadorship. Marami pong salamat.
We will consider any.
Okay, last. Bigyan natin yung naka-blue, naka-long sleeve ng itim. Yan. Ikaw.
Sir, Tatay Tigong, magandang gabi po. Welcome to Saudi Arabia. Ako po si Toto Gonzales from Alcobar, isa po sa mga volunteers sa Filipino organizations. Sir, ang concerns lang po namin, ang mga Pilipino po doon sa Eastern Region, around 300,000 po. Sa loob po ng ilang dekada hanggang ngayon, wala po kaming consulate. $400 kilometers po yung travel namin mula sa Khobar papunta sa Riyadh. At yung budget po ng embassy ngayong taon, pinawasan pa po Kaya hinihingi po namin sa pamagitan mo po, pagkaroon po sana ng consulate or anything na magkaroon po kami ng hindi. Sige, Tatay Nico, maraming salamat po.
We'll give it to them. Bigyan niyo ako ng 3 buwan and you will have it.